Next up is Jan. He's going to talk about Azure as native storage plugin like S3.
Well, I was a bit inspired by the talks, this user group meeting. I was a bit inspired by the talks of S3 in this user group meeting. This is basically a rough sketch of an idea of the infrastructure on how we want to implement iRODS within the NKI, especially with the bioimaging facility. We have a lot of data that moves around the institute and has to end up eventually in Azure. So yeah, that would involve tiering, it would involve the universal mass storage, but also would involve a lot of rule programming and custom scripting in universal mass storage scripting. So yeah, technically we've got it working. So the proof of concept shows that it works, but we also see a lot of shortcomings in this on the performance level. So basically what we would like, instead of programming it and doing a lot of rule maintenance on it, is to see if we could have, like the S3 storage plugin, have also a Microsoft Azure Blob Storage plugin that leverage all the utilities of the Azure Blob Storage API, like parallel file transfer, resumable file transfer, but also adding metadata to the file, so carrying over the metadata to the blob storage as key value pairs, but also leveraging the storage steering. That's how it's possible within Microsoft Azure. Because also, if you look back to the first picture, yeah, the data will end up right, left, bottom, right in Microsoft Azure, but we will also, in the end, will have to pull the data back again within Azure for the cloud computing. So if we can do that via storage plugin, yeah, we can skip a lot of moving data back and forward.
That's it. Any questions about any of that?
So we've talked about getting the S3 plugin to learn how to talk to Azure. We know that there is a proxy software. There's a piece of software written by one guy, the XKCD graphic with the whole open source ecosystem with one little twig at the bottom by one guy on his in the afternoon. So he's written a proxy. It's basically an S3 proxy for Azure. Have you tried that? Because that might it might remove a lot of your steps, but it won't necessarily do a couple of your bullets if you're interested in poking at that. Because we've talked about a plugin, but there's extra work to be done because we've never put metadata all the way into S3. We've never put metadata into a blob storage. I don't know about restartable transfers. We never considered that as a concept. I think, what was the other bullet? You had one more thing. The storage tier, yeah, I don't know if so that would be similar to kind of the Glacier, maybe the Glacier semantics of what Amazon's providing.
Online, offline, but it keeps living in the same storage.
I see. So it's just another keyword that you tell it, and then it handles that. And if you request it back and it's not available on the fast one, do you have to? Okay, so it's similar to Glacier in that regard. So just different semantics. So that one we probably can handle. I don't know about resumable, and I don't know how much the proxy would do for you out of that box, but that would be a first step.
All right, thanks.